What's good? What's good? It's the one, the only. But what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Sheeraz. Or is it Sheeraz or Sheeraz? Sheeraz. I think it's Sheeraz. In the news or whatnot, he is talking about moving up to 168 and changing trainers. All right. Listen, I'm gonna hold my opinion on that. If you guys are not familiar with Hamzah Sheeraz, whatever, his last fight was on the Riyadh card season or whatnot. I thought he was, and I'm not gonna place hard judgment on him just based off of one performance or whatnot, because anything can happen. But I thought he was gonna beat Adames. I had picked him to beat Adames. He seemed to be look, he passed the eye test against a certain level of competition, but that all kind of changed once he stepped up and fought Carlos Adames. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the article, and then we'll talk about it. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my opinion on it. All right, so stay tuned. All right, so shout out to my boxing news, my insider. You guys should download the app. It's really useful. Okay, it says Hamzah Sheeraz moves to 168 and changes his trainer. British talent Hamzah Sheeraz is poised for a reinvention following his controversial split draw with WBC middleweight champion Carlos Adames in February. Now, if you guys didn't watch that fight, that was on that probably what I would consider the best card on paper, which was back, I think it was February 22nd. I think it was in February though, for sure. That card was just amazing, but Sheeraz definitely lost that fight. I mean, that was very I was very disappointed, man. I thought that maybe the Saudis would not tolerate stuff like that, but clearly shit. And I'm just keeping it 100. People can hate on me all they want. They can say what they want, but clearly Sheeraz was one of Turkey's people. And as a matter of fact, I want to say that was that video. As a matter of fact, it was a video that went viral where Turkish was telling Sheeraz that he was down 2 rounds, and you're not allowed to do that. Now, I did make a video because I saw people talk about that. And I was like, well, damn, I could have sworn Floyd did that too, though. Floyd did that with Tank Davis, but however, it was the unofficial scorecard. It wasn't the official scorecard. But in this situation, Turkey had told him the official scorecard. I think it was like round 11 or round 10 or something like that. I don't even feel like really doing the math, but he was just like, you're down 2 rounds and all that, and we need these last 2 rounds or some shit like that. So it just I didn't like that, but it was clear that Adames was they played dirty in that fight. I don't care what nobody says. I'm saying it right here. They played dirty in that fight, so it is what it is. But he definitely lost that fight. Although many felt Sheeraz was fortunate to walk away without a loss, the 23-year-old has chosen not to linger on what might have been. Instead, he's making 2 big changes, leaving the 160-pound ranks and switching trainers to team up with renowned cornerman Andy Lee. Andy Lee, I've always thought highly of Andy Lee as a fighter. I think that man. I always thought he was a great fighter. I remember he actually used to spar Jermaine Taylor back at the Crunk Gym or whatnot. I've always thought highly of Andy Lee. The 6'3" Sheeraz said he had no other choice but to head to the super middleweight division. 100% for my help, he told Boxing King Media, referring to the toll of his most recent camp and hand injury he sustained against Adames. His move from Southern California-based coach Ricky Funes to Ireland, where he'll be training with former world middleweight titleist Andy Lee, underscores Sheeraz's intention to overhaul his approach. Sheeraz said he's been impressed by Lee's philosophy and corner work, and the two forging a relationship built on Lee's studied credentials and fresh atmosphere. I used to watch him a lot, Sheeraz said. I never thought I'd be training with him, but it was time for something different. Ultimately, Sheeraz hopes these radical shifts will deliver the next spark in his ascent. Reflecting on his string of early knockouts prior to Adames' fight, he acknowledged that constant triumphs can mask lingering weakness. When you keep winning, not much change happens, he says. When you realize change can't be made, I think it's time to move on. By leaving middleweight behind and linking up with Lee, Sheeraz plans to transform the lesson with his recent draw into bigger paydays and statement victories in a new weight class. Will he succeed? We don't know. So let's go ahead and talk about it, man. Now, if you guys follow my channel, man, like normally I'm not a fan of fighters that move up in weight without accomplishing anything in the weight that they were previously at. But in this situation, I'm okay with it because at least he fought for the title, you know, or he fought. He tried to. He fought. Yeah, he fought for the title or whatnot, right? And he came up short. I think everybody that was watching that fight felt like he should have walked away with a loss. He should be very thankful that he didn't walk away with a loss, but he fought for the title and came up short or whatnot, so he's gonna move up to 168. I'm okay with that. However, he's going to, if he thought he was going to have a hard time at 160, he's going to have an even harder time getting a belt at 168. I actually think he would have had an easier time getting a belt at 160 than 168 because there's some dogs up there at 168. Not saying anything bad about 160, but I don't think 160 is stacked like 168 is, man. You know, you got, for one, first and foremost, let's keep it a buck here. Canelo got 3 out of the 4 belts, and you know, by this time next month, he'll have all belts. You know, because I don't think anybody is gonna pick William Sco to beat Canelo Alvarez, right? So you got Canelo Alvarez, right, who has 3 out of the 4 titles, right? But even talking about the guys outside of the titles, right? You got Caleb Plant. I know he ain't messing with Caleb Plant. You got Christian Mabili. I know he ain't messing with, I don't think he's messing with Christian Mabili. I don't think he's messing with Diego Pacheco. I don't even think he can beat William Sco at this particular moment, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And keep it a buck, I'm gonna take it further. You know, I don't think he can beat Jaime Munguia. And you guys know how, like, of all the bunch, I've always felt like out of all those guys, you know, until he proves me different, I think Edgar Berlanga ranks below all of them. I don't even think Sheeraz, I was thinking of his first and last name. I don't even think Sheeraz can beat Edgar Berlanga at this particular moment, all right? That's a dangerous division for him. He's going to have to gradually work his way up into that status of fighting for a title, and good luck doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not judging it based off of how do I put this, right? Because I don't want to say, like, well, just because he looked bad, I'm just picking everybody to beat him. It's not just the fact that he looked bad, it's the mistakes that he made in his fight with Carlos Adames. And I don't really feel like, you know, I'm super tired today. I don't really feel like just going over it. But he made a lot of rookie mistakes. I'm going to have to go back and watch that fight too. But I just remember thinking about how he was just making a lot of mistakes in there with Adames, right? Now, granted, he did say that he messed up his hand, and I don't ever take that away from fighters because he possibly could have, right? You know, boxing is a very brutal sport, bro. So it's like, you know, he possibly could have messed up his hand. I'm not gonna knock that. I'm not gonna take that away from him. But I just feel like I don't know how, you know, I don't know. Based off of that performance, and in the words of my favorite fighter of all time, Andre Ward, you're only as good as your last performance. And I just don't see, you know, against certain levels of opposition, he looked real good. But, you know, that's why I don't judge people like that. Like guys that are coming up, like, you know, like Abdullah Mason for a second, like for an example, right? He looks like a really good fighter. Like he's gonna be a problem, and I'm not saying that he's not gonna be a problem. It looks like he definitely passed the eye test, but I have to see what it's like when he steps up in competition before I make that judgment, right? That's how I feel about Sheeraz. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he stepped up in competition, right? And he just did not look good at all. I mean, everybody and their mama knows that he lost that fight. So, you know, we'll see what he does in the near future. This is not taking anything away from him. But I think that he's going to have a hard time at 168. But maybe he proves me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the beauty of boxing. You know, you can never be 100% sure on anything until that final bell is rung, right? So that's just my take on it, man. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you want to see him fight next? How do you see him even faring at 168 pounds? Like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?